And then a guy will tell you, how can I buy you without testing you? Excuse me? Hello people, you're welcome to Irresistible Grace. My name is Fumi Badia, and once again you are welcome to Irresistible Grace. Yeah, I took my time to say that so slow. Okay, just in case you are tuning in for the first time, you're so welcome. Basically, this is what we talk about. We talk about career, relationships, faith, and every other inspirational gist. Okay, right in the middle of my discussion, you'll hear me talk about faith. We are all people of Irresistible Grace. And for my returning subscribers, you are also welcome. For those who are yet to subscribe, okay, please, let me just switch on that reminder button. I know there are times when you want to do it, but somehow you forget to subscribe. So let me just remind you, okay, please subscribe and also click on that notification bell. I am seriously begging you, please subscribe, encourage me, share the video to encourage others. Okay, today, someone sent me a DM, and that's where I'm drawing out my discussion from today. So for those who are yet to follow me on my Instagram handle, follow my personal Instagram. It's open publicly now, opened. All right, so she sent me a DM. So in Nigeria, I'm a fashion model and as well working one of the reputable companies in Lagos. Congratulations, Kemi, for your success so far. I'm into a relationship of 2 years, but just of recent, my boyfriend has been giving challenges and threatening to leave the relationship because we've not been having sex. And before we started the relationship, we agreed there wouldn't be sex, not until we are married. And I don't want to lose him because he is caring and loving. He takes good care of me. I told my close friends about it. They said there is nothing wrong having sex in a relationship in as much he loves me, but I didn't want to lose it now because I promised myself from age 12 that I wouldn't give in till I'm married. But my boyfriend is not understanding or listening to me again. Please kindly advise on what to do, ma. I came across your videos on YouTube and it has been inspiring. Please, I'll be glad to hear from you, ma. I have sent you a series of DM but no reply. Thanks, ma. I am sorry. First and foremost, I'm sorry, Kemi, if you have sent me DM and I did not reply. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry, Kemi, for not replying your DM. It's far from being intentional. This topic leads me to talking about sex in a relationship. Let me say this. I know that in the society we find ourselves today, a lot of things that were not acceptable in the past, as you know, it's eventually, or how will I put it now, eventually it is acceptable. Like people don't, in fact, if you are a virgin, you are kind of shy, you are sucking it in, you don't even want people to know because you don't want them saying, what, you virgin, what are you looking at? To be virgin till now, you know, a lot of talk, and that's the kind of world we find ourselves in, unfortunately. But yeah, we will not forget what the Bible says, because that is where I'm going to draw my point from. Okay, the Bible says that let the married bed be undefiled. So basically what that means that you are not meant to have sex until you are married. I am not a pastor, no, but these are normal topics that, of course, whether you're a pastor or not, you should know the answer to it. Yeah. And if I'm to go morally, it is morally wrong for you to have sex before marriage. It for so many reasons. I will not advise a lady to have sex before marriage, for so many reasons, and which I'll be talking about some in this video if I'm able to pick everything that's really on my mind. Let me make this disclaimer. For anyone who has had sex, premarital sex, please, nobody is criticizing you, nobody is accusing you, nobody is castigating you here. I'm not in for that, and I'll be discussing this with with all sincerity. And let me say this to the guys. Ladies are not cars. It's so common you hear guys saying this in the university. They'll tell you, excuse you, how can I buy a car without testing it? Why would you even compare a lady to a car? We are complete, we are made in the image of God, and then a guy will tell you, how can I buy you without testing you? Excuse me? What do you take us for? Do you know that there are some cars you don't even test drive? There are some beautiful cars. When you go to those shops and you see those cars, they will tell you, excuse me, madam, you cannot test this car. If this car is working, it is working properly, it's working normally, you can't test this car. The reason is because they have value for this car. There's a value that has been placed on this car by the manufacturer. So as a lady, there's a value that God has placed on you. So don't let any man come to you and say, excuse me, I have to test or drive your car or whatever it is you're doing. Go and do that with a car, not with me. Men seem to kind of justify themselves when they want to do this act. You are not a car. If you want to go and test drive a car, then go to a car shop. Now that's that about that. Like I said, I still stand on my ground. For as many who are still young, you are not yet married, you've not had sex, or probably you have even had it, but you are remorseful about it. Please, you are thinking right. I know of a lot of friends who did it, and at the end of the day, they feel like, I shouldn't have done it. I hate the fact that I did it with him. That's the point. That is what happens. You hate the fact that you did it, but there was a time you really wanted to do it. You can't just imagine, doing it with, having sex with a guy, and then it breaks up. How do you feel as a lady? Because that is when I say it's morally not acceptable. It's the fact that when you have sex with this guy and he eventually leaves, how do you then feel? Some of these friends will tell you the truth. Some of them will make it seem like it's no big deal. It's a lie. They won't tell you the stuff they feel inside them. Some of them wish they never did. Some of them wish they never did, but they are not going to tell you that bright side. So I'm going to drop a video on toxic friendship. If you have friends that advise you to do it, please don't listen to them. Some of them have done it, but they wish they did not do it. Because eventually the guy now leaves and a part of him lives with him, and then you are hot. Each time you remember your ex relationship, you tend to remember the ex sex. If I remember the way my ex-boyfriend left me, I just tell myself, I said, thank God there was nothing like sex in our relationship. Because if there was sex in my previous relationship, I would really feel so hot. Imagine when a guy leaves you as if your values are not appreciated. And imagine if that kind of guy has seen you in private, then how would you feel as a lady? So just look at the implication that comes with pre-marital sex. It's not the fact that, oh, we can do it, you may not get pregnant. That's not the point. Of course you can have sex and not get pregnant. That's not the point. The point is, what happens even after death? How do you feel afterwards? This is something that when you get married, in fact, there are times you don't want to do it, but this is something when you were not supposed to do it, you feel like doing it. But when you are married, there are times when you are like, leave me, I want to sleep, I don't want this. So that's to tell us that everything in life is just a matter of time. Now, concerning what Kemi sent to me, just in case it's possible for you to talk him out of it, please do. Because the thing is, yes, we know this is nature. A lot of men will say that it takes the grace of God, and a lot of ladies will say, yes, it takes the grace of God. And I really say that, yes, it takes the grace of God. You need to contribute your whole effort in keeping safe. So Kemi, you can relate with him. Talk to him about this. Tell him, babe, I need to keep myself. This is the reason why I need to keep myself. A guy has to respect your decision. A guy has to value your decision. This is what you want. He has to stand on it. And you also, as a lady, you have to stand your ground, because there are times when your decision will be tested. If you are saying no, make it loud. Make sure your no is loud and clear. In fact, the second person next to you can hear it. But not that you will say no today, tomorrow you are saying yes. When you do that, you are passing a wrong signal to the guys. Okay, so if you don't want to have sex, then hold on to it. And yes, it helped me. I held on to it, even in my previous relationship. Even when at times the guy wants to probably just want to cuddle me and all that, I still tell him, don't forget, this is my rule. My rule is my rule, and it is what it is. So whatever it is, just stand on your ground. Stick to what you want. Relate with him. Let him see reasons with you why you need to keep yourself. It's not because of the guy, it's because of you. I have a friend who was in a relationship back then. She's out of the country now. She was in a relationship, about 5 years relationship, and the guy couldn't wait anymore. What she did was to talk him out of it. She kept telling him the reason why she needs to hold on. And one way or several ways that she helped him was that anytime she wants to go visiting the guy, she goes there not alone. She goes with her sibling. That's just a way of helping the guy to deal with the present urge at the moment. With time, it will fade. Sometimes it will come back. It's normal. But you should try and avoid any form of temptation, any form of intimacy, because that's one way you could also help the guy. If you have to go with your sibling, just go. You know that this guy is loving, according to you. You don't want to leave him. He's loving, he's caring, he has all the criteria you want in a man. Yes, good. If this is the only thing that remains, then let me tell you something. It's not too much. All you just need to do, like I said, is make sure you relate with him, talk him out of it. If you want to go visiting, go with a sibling. If you make sure you're not meeting in close corners, make sure you're not meeting in dark places. Those things can actually help. However, if a guy is freaking threatening you in the relationship, that if you don't give me, like if he has really gone out of his way and he can no longer hold it, it's telling to your face that if you don't give it to me, I'm leaving this relationship. Please, my advice is, if you have tried all your effort and he still doesn't want to hold on, or still doesn't want to respect your decision as a lady, then please, I think you should show him the way. Absolutely. But that is going that far. That is if it has gone to that extreme. But if it has not gone to that extreme, where you can still relate with him, you can still make him see reasons with you, then you can apply those stuff I talked about. Try to talk him out of it, like I said, and try to avoid any form of temptation. Help him, help his ministry. It's not easy, because a lot of people told me that same lie. That's a bullshit lie, okay? That if you get married and then you've not had sex before, it's going to be painful because you're not getting any younger, you're looking old, you're whatever, you're no longer a young lady, whatever it is. That's a lie. Honestly, girl, that's a lie. Depending on who is handling you, yeah, depending on who is handling you, that's a bullshit freaking lie. That's a lie. So don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let them feel like, oh, this is going to be painful, I have to do it now. That's a big lie, okay? So yeah, that is all I have to say, Kemi. So I think you also need to help him, talk to him about it, let him respect your decision, and let him know you're not changing your decision for anything in the whole wide world. And please, don't give in. Not for anyone's sake, but for your own sake, for your integrity, for the kind of respect you want. Okay, don't give in. Just hold on, because eventually when you get married, sometimes you even get tired. Yeah, I was a virgin till I got married, but it got to a point where even as a lady, I had that urge. Though let me say, it took me a very long time to have urge. I think it was when I was working, because I think what helped me was, God helped me. And like I said, you also have your own quota to contribute. One thing that helped me was the fact that I took all this stuff off my mind. It's never registered in my mind. Like, I didn't put those stuff in my mind. So it took me a very long time to kind of have sexual urge for my opposite sex. Yeah, I think it was when I was working. Okay, I think it was when my husband, who was my fiance, who was in another country, and it was a long distance relationship. I think it was that period I was going to have a lot of sexual urge, but yeah, we still held on. So basically, just put it at the back of your mind, okay, and try to talk him out. Let him see reasons with you. Keep praying for him. Like I said, yeah, keep praying for him. It's not an easy task. It isn't easy at all. So just keep praying for him. And I think I've been able to answer this question. Sorry for taking so much time, but thank you so much for sitting and listening to this. I am super happy. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.